Hi, my name is Nick Thomason, and I'm the founder and creator of TradeSpace.io. What is TradeSpace.io, you ask? TradeSpace.io is a quantitative group that uses over 40 years of backtested data to determine the real-time probability of a winning trade before it even happens. How are we able to do this, you ask? Simple. We ask the only question that actually matters. What is the probability of the market rising between date A and date B? Using our proprietary algorithm, we can then go back to find the dates in which the market is most likely to rise or fall. We can also have other essential data that we need, such as your average consecutive win, your average consecutive loss, where to put your stop loss, where to put your take profit, your average win, your average loss, and so much more. Still interested? Let me show you. So let's look to see what kind of data TradeSpace.io can provide. And let's look to see how we can read it. So the first thing we want to know is what we're trading. What are we trading? Well, we're trading SPX, or in this case, the S&P 500. Now, this is all based on the S&P 500, which means that you can trade a futures ticker, that's ES, MES. You could also trade a cash index, SPX, or you can trade a tracking ETF, something like SPXL, the Spider, things of that nature. These are all available to trade. You can trade options, you can trade just contracts. It is completely up to you. Or options or shares, completely up to you. Next thing we need to know, are we going long or short? Well, in this case, we're going long. And if we go long on 113 and we exit on 118 with a stop loss of 2%, we will have a 70.73% probability of winning. This is pretty big. So that is over 40 years of data. If you go long on 113 and you exit on 118 with a 2% stop loss, you will win over 70% of the time. Now let's look at some other important information, because we get what the probability is, but we still need to know some more. So let's look to see what it is. We have our average profit, 1.34%, our average loss, 1.16%, our consecutive wins, 19. This means that this trade in the past has won 19 times in a row consecutively. That is pretty big. And if we look one more over, we also see the consecutive loss is 5. Only once has this ever lost 5 times in a row. We also have the most recent losses here, 2021, 2022, and 2023. Now this becomes very, very important when we go down to the very last line here, and that is the average consecutive wins and losses. In this particular case, we can see that we've lost in 2021, 2, and 3, and our average consecutive loss is 3. So this trade is primed and is about ready to be a winner. Now we can take this trade on average 7.25 times before it loses. That's quite a bit, and it's very essential to know. Not only do you have a 70% probability of winning, you know that it's about time because of the consecutive loss and the average consecutive loss. We know that it's about time for this trade to start winning again. And we know that we can take this trade 7 times in a row before we look to give it a break. This is what I mean when I say that only TradeSpace.io can provide essential data like this. This right here will completely transform your trading. No matter how you are currently trading, it will completely transform it. Now, you can choose to trade your current strategy, and if you get a trigger in your current strategy between 113 and 118, you will know your probability. Or you can simply buy at the end of day 113, sell end of day 118 with a 2% stop loss, and the rest is pretty much history. I post the best trades on the Discord that are like this. In this case, this one's very ready to run. Very excited for this trade. And we have all sorts of futures tickers here. Let's just go down to this crude light example. And I have a lot more than S&P, just crude light. We have gold, we have silver, we have natural gas. We have a lot of different futures tickers that we look at. Crude light, we can go long, 127, 21, 4% stop loss. We have a 72.5% probability of winning. Now, once again, we can trade crude light, crude oil, micro crude oil futures. We can trade any sort of ETF that tracks oil. Any sort of bull ETF, I should specify. We could trade an options contract. This is all up to you. You can trade it however you like. 127 at 2-1 is 72.5% probability. What is our average profit? 2.53, and our average loss of 2.93%. This particular trade will win 12 times in a row and will lose 2 times in a row. This particular trade, going long on 127 and exiting on 2-1, has only lost twice in a row in over 40 years. Just to kind of put that into perspective in your mind, and it's a little bit mind-blowing. Once again, our most recent loss, 2023. Our mean consecutive loss, which is our average, 1.33. So we're pretty close for this trade to pop again. We're just about ready. And we know that we can take this trade 3 times in a row before we look to take a break on it. And I post trades like this for the whole month, at the beginning of the month, and some as I find them. And now you can know the probability of your trade, your average loss, your average win, etc., all the essential information before it even happens. So what kind of other data can TradeSpace.io provide? Well, we can provide equity curves. In this particular example, this is the equity curve for the crude light trade we were just looking at, 127 to 2-1. And this is my source material. This is my data. I promise to give you only facts, not opinions. And this is my source material for my facts. This is each year from 1984 to 2023. And it is the profit and loss each and every year. So as you can see, our equity curve is positive, and the further on we go in time, the bigger the winner it becomes. I post this for every single trade so that you can know beforehand what your likelihood is and what you can expect based on historical values. So if you're looking to better yourself in the market, then look no further than TradeSpace.io. Only TradeSpace.io can tell you all the essential information you need in a trade before it even happens. Things like your average profit, your average loss, and of course, your probability of winning. Only TradeSpace.io can give you this. Don't risk another dollar of your hard-earned money before you know the probabilities. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, tradespace001@gmail.com, or feel free to shoot me a message on the TradeSpace.io Discord. Thanks and best of trading to everyone.